Welcome to Live Likes and Landing Pages, aka the 3L podcast. My name is Kim, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your brand voice. This is a bonus episode that comes with the normal episode that aired on Wednesday. That was about your message in your marketing strategy, what role it plays in your marketing strategy, and how and why it is important that you say the same things over and over different platforms. And your brand voice is a great addition to that, because it's we're talking about how you can sound the same over these different platforms. And I just want to talk to you about that first, like what that means. So I've noticed a lot of times when I follow someone on Instagram and I actually get excited about their content, and then I go to their website or their sales page, and it's a very different tone that's being used to talk to me. And not saying that that's a wrong tone, I'm just saying it's different. And it does sometimes can caught me a little bit off guard. So for example, if you're on social media and you're very likable and you're very social, and then the next bit is that you're on your sales page, you're very salesy, you're selling me something, that can kind of put me off. So that's happens. And it usually happens because someone is doing their own social media, or they're having a social media manager and then another copywriter that writes a copy for the sales page. What that means to me, what it says to me, is that they haven't really thought about how they want to sound everywhere. Because if you have a good copywriter and you have a good social media manager, they can both take on your tone of voice. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more, what tone of voice is. But yeah, you basically want to make sure that across the channels that you're marketing yourself at, that you sound the same, just so people know it's you. If you want to have a great example of that, go check out the Copy Posse. She is absolutely amazing. I think her content is every time it's just gold. But what she does very, very strongly is she has a brand voice and a brand identity that's so strong that I think if I would see a video of her without her, but just like listening to it or something, and they changed her voice, I think I'd still recognize who she is because of the words that she uses. And that's super strong, super important. And I think that's a big part of her success. Yeah, I want to share a little bit with you how you can also create that brand voice for yourself. What is a brand voice? I kind of discussed it already, and it's very, it says it already. It's your brand's voice. It's how you talk, how your brand, it's important how your brand talks. If you are a business owner, it's just you in the business, you don't have a team, you don't have anyone else, still it's important to think about, like, am I talking as myself or am I talking as my business? Because maybe down the line you will have that team, and then it will help if they know what certain things mean to you, and how you speak. Like I said, a social media manager and a copywriter, you might outsource some of the things. You want them to sound the same and in your voice. So to talk a little bit about how you can establish your own brand voice, what's a very important part of that is that what the feeling you want to give your audience. And that feeling should be rooted in your values, the values of your brand, and also the values of your client or your ideal client. So one thing that can help with that is the brand archetypes. I will leave a link down below to a workbook that I made before that has some information about those brand archetypes, just to help you out what that means. I'm not going to go too deep into that right now because it's a very big topic on its own. But it basically means what is important to you and what is important to your client, and where does that overlap. So for example, in the brand archetype, the world of brand archetypes, I'm an explorer, and one thing that I don't like is being bored. So for me, it's very important that things move quickly. So I don't like to read long ass blogs on Instagram. I like things to the point, and I like things to move me further in my life as an explorer. However, I think most of my clients are either heroes or they are caregivers. So in a hero, they're looking to make their mark in the world. And I love being someone's like step up point. So I'm helping them to make that impact that they want to make. And at the same time, the caregiver, they are looking for safety. So they are looking for, for understanding. They want to feel safe. They want to be able to ask questions. So my personal brand's voice is very rooted in the fact that I want to be quick. I want to talk about different things. I want to talk about how you can make impact with your copy. So I'm using the word impact and empower and powerful a lot, because those are words that mean a lot to me. And at the same time, I want to create an environment where feedback is fun and there are no dumb questions. So those are the feelings that I want to share with my brand, with my audience, and that's rooted in my brand and therefore in my brand voice. Another thing that you can use, and I just already talked about it a little bit, is what words do, what do specific words mean to you? So you could say like, well, I mean, just grab a dictionary and you know what words mean. Yes. However, there are so many words out there that are, in Dutch, we call it container terms, that are so big and so used so much that the actual definition, so the definition you find in a dictionary, doesn't really apply to how you use it. And power is, for me, is one. I think power is such a powerful word, and it can be dangerous in my opinion. So I want to be able to tell my audience how they can create power in and control in their marketing, without any extra help, without outside help. And so power for me means something good, because you are in control, you are empowered, you are the one that's making the decisions. However, for someone else, power might sound a little harsh. So it really is what words are important to you and what do they mean to you. The reason why this is important, and this comes close to your tone of voice, but why this is important is if you have a social media manager who, example, thinks that power is a bad, like, they get like a nasty taste because of everything that's happening in the world. However, I want them to use the word power because to me, it also means something special, something good. But they need to understand how I look at power, at the word power. So when you're creating your brand voice, it is important to think of, okay, these words, I use these words a lot. Why do I use them a lot? What do they actually mean, like in the dictionary? And what do they mean to other people? And that could be in a context of culture, right? Like, the thing right now that's a big term is bad bitch. I would never use that in my marketing or my communication, just because I don't like the words. However, I see a lot of people using it right now, and it's the fact that it has bitch in it doesn't mean that it means like you're something bad. It means, it means like Rihanna, it means empowerment. So it is important that no matter what the words are, what they mean to you, that's important here. Now, a brand voice is something that will last, right? It's something that you set up to last for however long you have your business. So you want to make sure that it really works for you. And the way you can really do that is, first of all, like I said, like what kind of feeling do you want to give your audience, and what kind of feeling do you want to have in your company? But it also is really rooted in your values, your mission, and your brand promise. Because if it's not rooted in your corporate culture, so to speak, the culture of your brand, of your business, then it will feel fake very, very quickly. And that is something you want to avoid. Again, your brand voice should last. Of course, you can change it. You learn more about your audience. You can change it up a little bit, but in the basis, it should stay the same for, as long as you have your business. So those are some big things. So when I go through a brand voice process with my clients, I go really deep into like, why did you start your business? And where did you come from? What's your brand story? Where do you live? Who do you work with? What do you promise your clients? Why do they come to you and not to your competitor? So those are all really, really important things for your brand voice as like a basis fundament for your brand voice. So yeah, that's how you can basically, those are important things to create a brand voice to think about. I'm not doing it justice right now. I don't think I could do it justice because it's such a personal thing. So even if I spend like an hour explaining to you what a brand voice is and how you can create one, it would still not do it justice. The best way to do it, it really is like within interaction with someone else. So if you are a little confused, but you also you understand the importance of a brand voice, but you're not really sure where to start, please shoot me a message, leave a comment, send me a DM, and I will happily talk to you about your brand voice, and we could even like maybe go through a process together. I'm also launching a program to do like a group program, so it's a little more financially accessible, but you still have that like time, that interaction to get to your brand voice. So if you're interested in any of that, please let me know through you can find me on Instagram, you can comment on here. Yeah, we can talk about that more. If you found this episode interesting and valuable, please let me know. Like it, share, follow, whatever, wherever you are and how it's called. It means a lot to us because we know that we can continue to create this content for you. Next week we'll be back. We'll be talking about where the different platforms that you can use to market your business. So make sure you're there, and have a great day. Bye.